Hey guys, just me and the pup hanging out. She's snoozing away. Today I just want to talk a little bit about dieting and why we do it and what the heck it means. A lot of times the word diet is thrown around, and a lot of times when I use it, I'm just referring to daily eating habits and the diet that you have on a consistent basis. But for most people, the word diet means some change in their eating habit, and usually it's a radical change. Which to me, I'm kind of like, why? Okay, we'll get into that. So what most people think of when they think of a diet is they think like, oh, I need to lose 10 pounds, I need to lose 20 pounds, I need to lose 5 pounds, which is just silly because some people lose 5 pounds when they go to the bathroom. But, you want to lose some weight, so you think that you're going to make a drastic change to your diet, your everyday eating, and so you decide to go on a diet. And a lot of times that's like super restrictive eating, a really big calorie deficit. So a lot of times people will eat half the amount of calories that they were eating before, and they'll be like, I'm not drinking beer, and I'm not eating bread, and no sugar, no dairy products, whatever it is. And people often see some pretty fast results with things like that, which is pretty obvious because if you're eating half the calories that you were eating before, of course you're going to lose a little bit of weight. However, people think that okay, I want to lose 10 pounds, so I'm going to go on this diet, and then after 2 weeks, I'm going to be at the weight that I want to be, so they just go back to eating the way that they were eating before, which is the part that I don't really understand, because if what you were doing to lose that weight was different than what you're doing on a daily basis, how do you think you're going to maintain that new weight if you just go back to eating the same way that you were eating? Can anybody answer that question for me? Anyways, needless to say, I don't like the idea of going on an actual diet. I don't think it's successful usually. I don't think that in the long term it's healthy for your body, because once you deprive yourself for those 2 weeks and maybe lose your 5 pounds or 10 pounds or whatever it is, and then you start eating regularly again, you're just going to gain that weight back. And that's just not a good cycle for your metabolism to be in this like, we're starving, we're not eating any food, to all of a sudden like back to like, okay, cool, like business as usual, we're eating a surplus of calories. My solution, and if you follow me on Instagram or Facebook, or you've read my blog before, then you know that I'm a proponent of moderation and eating in moderation, which means you're eating an adequate amount for your body, which a lot of times people are not even eating like an adequate amount of protein or an adequate amount of fats, and so their body is just constantly storing food because it doesn't feel like it has enough energy. So moderation consists of eating an adequate amount of calories for your body type and for your body, and not being incredibly restrictive about the foods that you're eating. Nobody wants to be on a diet perpetually for the rest of their life. Nobody wants to never eat ice cream again, or never have chips again, or whatever your special foods are that you love so much. And so moderation is all about finding places in your diet for those types of food, and not being afraid that when, oh my god, like I ate a handful of chips, like I'm suddenly going to gain 10 pounds. Like, that's not how it works. If the majority of the food that you're eating is high quality, healthy food, a little bit of cheat food or bad food or whatever is not going to throw off your entire day. It's not going to throw off your entire month. Like, you're not going to get bloated and fat and all that kind of stuff. If you're making an effort and, eating vegetables when you can, eating some fruits, like making sure you're getting in your vitamins and minerals, as well as eating plenty of protein and eating good high quality carbohydrates, not just like white Wonder Bread for your carbohydrates, but that you're eating like rice and sweet potatoes and more whole grains. Like those are the types of things that are going to make you feel full more consistently, and they're just overall going to help you reach the point of where you want to be. You know, like a weight loss or a fat loss journey is never like a quick 2-week thing where you, like I said, where you just cut a bunch of calories and then all of a sudden, ooh, like you're skinny mini. It's a journey and it's a process, and it takes months, sometimes it takes years for people. And, you know, even people who are in shape and people who have already attained certain goals, like you're still always striving for something, and like creating that balance and creating that moderation is something that will keep you in line with your goals for the long term, which is what we want. You want a healthy body for the rest of your life. You don't want it to just be a healthy body for 2 weeks or a healthy body just for beach season or whatever. You want to be healthy for the rest of your life, and in my opinion, moderation is a way to do that, and not the yo-yo dieting and the up and down and the I can't eat this. Plus, like nobody wants to hear about that anyways. When you're telling people like, I just can't eat bread because I'm on this diet and I'm trying to lose 3 pounds. Like, I'm really sorry, but I really don't care. So, comment below. Let me know if you have any questions or comments, or if you hated this, or if you liked this. And I would love to respond and get back to you and start a conversation about it.